you know, there are days where I'm astounded that I can even like figure out how to plug the mic in, let alone speak to the front of it so that the sound actually is good. This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react. Hey, hi, hello there. Welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches Beatrice Caruso. And yes, this is one of our positive reacts. Woo! I do want to kind of look at it a little bit more anthropologically. I want to kind of look at like what Beatrice is doing. I just kind of want to look at her the same way I look at the other girls because that's kind of the point. So going into this, I always feel like I need to like caveat this. I do like Beatrice, so if you're here for like a takedown, this isn't your video. But she's doing something with chickens, and I love chickens. I don't know if I'd ever have them myself because I know they're like a lot to take care of, but I think they're the coolest thing ever. Also, they lay eggs. What's not to love? Anyhow, so when we're looking at Beatrice anthropologically, I know I'm saying it funny. I just want to like look at the same thing that we look at the other girls for, you know, the image that Beatrice is trying to project forward, the material culture she's using in her videos, and the material culture, the material artifact that is the video itself, kind of a thing. Beatrice is as much communicating with her audience through her videos as, well, I am, or Anna, or her name is not Amanda. Amber is as well. So there you have it. I am an anthropologist by training. I am a retired archaeologist from the field. Like field. You're not getting me back out there. You got to offer me a lot to get me back out there. And I don't think I'm worth that much. So it'd be a moot point. And yeah, thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everyone who's going to hit the thumbs up button. Ding, ding, ding. And it feels like last week is when I put up the AMA for the 4,000, and I think I'm already at 4,500. So we're booking. I guess when we get to 6,000, we'll do another AMA. I don't know. Maybe we'll do something different, like an AMA plus or something. I don't know. We have time to think about it, is my point. This is Beatrice's newest video. It came out about 15 hours ago as of today, which is the 26th of March. And yeah, happy lunar eclipse to everybody. And this is revamping the coop and crafting a chicken run, a DIY adventure. One of the things I really like about Beatrice is she just kind of like does stuff. And probably that's part of the problem. She's just like, I'm gonna do this. And then she just kind of does it. I'm not gonna lie, I understand that that's a shortcoming. But it's also very relatable, so. All right, I do have her sped up to time and a quarter, so if this goes by fast, that's why. And this is only 11 minutes, so hopefully we'll get through this pretty quickly. And yeah, let's go.
I'm trying to figure out how ready I want to get for the day, because on one hand, I'm on camera in front of several people, and on the other hand, I'm going to be rolling around the garage and digging holes
Fair.
today. So I think this is what you're going to get. Like, not intentionally rolling around the garage, though, but, like, I always end up getting, like, the most messy for no reason. Honestly, kind of ridiculous, but let's go putter around and see what we can do.
My grandfather's garage was like this. Like, it was incomplete, you know, because it's a garage. You don't really need to, like thermalize the walls. I know there's a word for that. But he had this, like, contraption like she's got where there was just random pieces of wood stuck up there. I don't know what he was doing with them because they were always there and it was always the same wood. But you know, he was also like part of the Great Depression generation, you know, he was raised during that time. So it could just be like that weird hoarding like instinct that all of that generation grew up with.
Have like a little bit of a stockpile of leftover wood from like the renovation from the house, stuff like when they poured the cement for the sidewalk. I kept the boards from that. Like anything that was salvageable I kept because I was like, maybe I'm gonna need this for something, you know. It was like the same situation as when I keep trash for crafts. I didn't even tell you what we're doing today, but the goal for today is to kind of start the process of building a chicken run and renovating the chicken coop for chickens. The problem with the pile of wood I have is I do not know if it is pressure treated, which apparently is ideal for building outside. But
I didn't know that. I know wood comes treated and untreated.
some of this wood can probably definitely be used in the chicken coop where it's not subject to the elements.
Ew. Oh, I don't remember. Obviously it must be because there's no way in hell she did this, but I didn't realize there was like a coop on the property of the house she bought. That's kind of cool. The old farmhouse I used to go visit as a child had a really big chicken coop. I was like, hadn't had chickens in it for a long time. It was like one of the creepiest buildings I've ever been inside. My sisters and I used to scare the living crap out of each other in there.
The floor in the chicken coop is half brick, half cement. The cement side I'm not too worried about because it's flat. The brick side, however, is literally just bricks laid in a hole. Like there's no grout in between the lines. It's bowed because of a tree root. It'd be a nightmare for cleaning, basically. So my thought is we just raise the floor. Put down some wood planks, a slab of like subfloor plywood level stuff. And I've seen people put like linoleum flooring in their chicken coop to make it easy to clean. I need to do a little bit further research on that, but
that sounds fancy. Speaking of my friends, another one of my friends, she has a chicken coop and her dad is some kind of like carpenter. And it's another one of these situations where there was just like a ton of leftover wood, only it's all cherry wood. So when he came over and helped her revamp her chicken chalet, he brought over the cherry wood. So the inside apparently of her hen house is all cherry wood. She's like, it's very bougie. They're very bougie chickens.
I think definitely a subfloor is kind of the way to go as far as at least making an even surface. Oh, and these windows pull out too, and there's like a ton of ventilation, so that's awesome. I don't necessarily know if that'll be ideal for the winter months. Be a little bit drafty, but that's cool that these work for in the summer. But they definitely need to be scrubbed by someone. That's probably going to end up being me because I am the one that's invested in the chicken journey.
The chicken journey.
And care about how crusty the windows are. I'm laying out the wood that I found in the garage to see which pieces would be usable as a floor base, and
yeah, where's Steven? Is Steven not going to help? I like when Steven helps.
Simultaneously making a tripping hazard obstacle course for myself. Before moving on to cleaning out all of the stuff left by the previous owner, which was so dusty and spider egg sac encrusted, it was pretty gross.
Nope. See, if I do anything like this, I have to have gloves on because like the gloves make me invincible. If I have to touch it with my bare hands, it isn't happening. Nope. There's some more wood. Are those soil or cement? Because I feel like they would solidify if they were cement. Oh, there's all kinds of random stuff.
It's the best part in my opinion because while it takes hours...
You would think... All right, I am going to say something a little here. You would think, after all of the breathing problems she has, you would think she'd have some kind of freaking mask on doing this, because there's no way in hell there isn't mold and spores and all kinds of shit in there. If she gets on here a week from now and is like, I got sick, I'm going to be like, really? No shit. Wear your damn mask, woman. You know better.
Days or even weeks to make something, it takes seconds to tear it all down with a hammer and a crowbar. I was considering keeping this shelf, but it's just a little bit too high and too narrow for what I needed it for, so later on I'll rebuild it to my specifications. But the rest of the day, I just spent digging 2-foot holes to set posts in. And don't worry, I won't bore you with a montage of me being Stanley Yelnats because it's just so redundant.
Ooh. Oh, Soul Digger, go.
In transit to go rent a U-Haul truck because we need supplies to build a chicken run. And our cars will not fit a 16-foot board. And it costs nearly the same amount of the supplies to get the materials delivered. So this is like a cheaper workaround because it only costs about $50 to rent a truck from U-Haul. Well, it only would have cost like $20 had I not opted for the insurance, but I just figured with my luck I would probably immediately wreck. I recorded close to 0 of the supply run, but we made 3 trips getting all the materials. Hauling stuff always makes me nervous because even though we tied everything down good, I'm always worried that I'll be responsible for final destinationing someone, which I do not want to be responsible for. I did a ton of planning when it came to this project, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that we got all...
Is that Steven? Is this a face reveal? He is cute. I don't think we've ever seen Steven. Was he in the last video? I didn't watch the last video. I mean, I did, but I didn't react to it.
All of the materials that we need, especially the big items.
Is that Steven? Damn, boy. Nice work.
Seeing as we only had this truck for 6 hours. So the rest of this day was spent setting these 4x4 posts.
That must be Steven, because I don't know who else that would be. Puppy. I love that dog.
That wasn't very helpful, was it?
I thought you do that. Is that how you do that? I thought you mixed it first and then poured it in the hole. You know, I learn things new every day. Anybody know how to do this? Let me know. I mean, she does a decent amount of research on these things, so I'm assuming this is how you would do it, right? And Steven's there, so... I don't think she's pixelating anything. I think A, the dust is causing the camera to pixelate, and B, it's just a shitty image on my computer, so you can blame me. You know, one thing that I think would help, I don't know if she does this and she just doesn't show it, which would make no sense because she shows pretty much everything, would be to draw these things out, like sketch them out so that you had a visual guide of what was going on. Not that she's bad at any of this. Like, all of her projects usually come out at least functional. But I just feel like sometimes it would be helpful to her, especially when she starts having like she'll have an anxiety attack here. But I think having a visual guide, like a little sketch of some variety, would be helpful for her in those moments. But yeah, so there you have that. That was just my suggestion. So yeah, we're about 5 minutes into this. The way Beatrice presents herself, I feel, is very relatable and that kind of stuff. But I've been watching Beatrice for years now, so I really do actually like her shift away from her weight loss journey. I mean, I like when she does it, but I like those shift away from that. And I like that she's now more of like a lifestyle vlog. I just appreciate that more. Personal opinion. I know some people don't like it, but I think that shift was intentional. And I think since that point, and especially since she quit her job with the government, she's been trying to like craft herself. Like, she's always constantly reinventing herself. And so because of that, this image that she usually ends up projecting onto the internet, I don't think it's intentional or anything. I think it's just the result of all of her self-improvement stuff and all of her hobbies and that kind of a thing. She does come off a little like scattered, I guess. But again, we've talked about this in a couple of our other videos. So, and I think that particular scatteredness does kind of put some people off, but as I can relate to it, I guess that's why it doesn't bother me as much. I'm just kind of like, yes, I understand exactly what's happening here. But again, I don't think that's an intentional persona trait, but also she doesn't curate, or at least I've never caught her curating. I don't look in her comments section either, so I don't usually read comments of any variety. I read mine and that's about it. But I don't see her like, you know, with Anna. If Anna was doing this project, we'd know the brand of the wood, we'd know the brand of the tool, we'd know the brand of the cement. She would have had some kind of song and dance outside the U-Haul. There'd be like 19 million close-ups of her posing while working, kind of a thing. Like, Beatrice is just working. She just set the camera up and she just went to work. And I realize that at points she's going to have to turn the camera off and move the camera. But it's not like, again, with like Anna's running, where it's very obvious that Anna has set the camera up specifically so that she can run past it and then forgets to edit the part out where she stops running and comes back to get the camera. And then she's like, yeah, guys, I ran a mile. Did you? You know, at least with Beatrice, she's like, yeah, I put, 8 poles into the ground in an afternoon. And it's like, well, there's your 8 poles, you know, and you actually watched her do most of the work. I mean, you put one post in the ground and it's pretty much how you put them all in the ground. So I didn't need to see all of them go in to believe that she put in 8, you know? I guess what I'm saying is maybe she is scattered, but she's more authentic because of that aspect. And also she doesn't seem to be as concerned about her presentation of self on the internet. Now, I'm sure she has certain things she's just not going to do on camera. We all do. But like comparing her to Anna, who is so tightly curated, and then Amber, who is trying her damnedest to emulate all of the vloggers that she likes to watch, and she's just not good at it because she doesn't, unlike, Beatrice goes off half-cocked sometimes. Amber doesn't even get that far. Amber's just like, oh, I saw this happen this one time on this thing, and so now I'm going to badly replicate it because I'm not even going to bother to look up whatever the thing is and try to do it correctly. I'm just going to wing it, and because she knows everything, you guys. And it's just kind of one of those situations. I mean, you even heard Beatrice. I'm going to have to do research. I'm going to have to research that a little bit more, kind of a thing. It's going to be a
I'm having a relatively even eyeliner day, so a moment of appreciation.
Half the time I don't even realize she's wearing eyeliner. I can't do eyeliner. I give up. I just can't do it. It looks like crap on me.
First and foremost. Second, the vibe is breakfast and then building. It's going to be a good day.
Aww. I'm glad she finally got that fixed. Apparently this particular, I think it's this one, just likes to drain the water. And so he was like soaking the entire guinea pig pin, and it was also soaking into the floor because he would just like do this until the whole bottle of water emptied. No. He's not the cutest cat that ever catted.
You got the kickers going.
They're so vicious. Vicious cat attack. My cats do that too.
Right at you.
Yay. The cherry trees are in bloom. I feel like they're really early this year.
Do you move your hand? Move it out of the way. Excuse me.
Zoom tight. Zoom tight again. Aww. Oh, he spills.
We ran some string across the post to help visualize the pitch of the roof, and once we marked the location, we were ready to start nailing up beams.
Oh, okay. I see what they're doing. All right. I'm like, why does that look crooked? Because it is. That's pretty awesome that, like, Steven's okay putting his face out there now. That's pretty cool. I mean, he's no Mr. Snowflake, but I'm kidding.
As stupid as it sounds, this is where it started looking like an actual
I guess that's what I should say. He's no Jimmy Bunker, but...
structure to me, and I felt really proud. Also, I used the jigsaw for the first time, and that went smoothly, so, again, very rewarding.
Not gonna lie, that kind of looks fun. This is the other thing, like... Beatrice is not afraid to show herself doing something and possibly failing while doing it. So, that's another thing. Like, Beatrice isn't afraid of failure on camera. I'm sure there's certain things where she's just not gonna do it. But a lot of times she puts that in, and it's an intentional thing, obviously. She's going through and she's editing this after the fact. This video didn't just birth itself into existence, After she's filmed all of this, she's the one that put it all together. And I think that's another thing that comes easily for her, is that she's capable of showing failure on video, and it's not an ego blow, it's not a persona flaw or something like that. Like, you would never see Anna doing this. If Anna had a failure on camera, it would be for a very specific and usually like scripted reason. And then we'd get this lecture about how it's okay to be imperfect afterwards. This very disingenuous lecture about how we shouldn't be judging her specifically. I mean, yeah, she's like you, but she means me. And with Amber doesn't do anything, so watching her fail is impossible. But of course, Amber never fails. That's the other thing. Amber never fails, you guys. Even when she fails, it was intentional. Beatrice just does stuff, and it just It just feels more realistic that way. Did you hold your breath the whole time? I like those gloves. That's another thing, like, probably if I took the time to sit here and research the stuff that she's got in the video, probably I would find that it's like a 50-50 mix of like name-ish brands of tools and stuff, tools and supplies, and also then just like generic stuff, kind of like, you know, it's screen kind of a thing. Because for Beatrice, it's not a matter of, hey, look at all my cool stuff. I'm going to scroll down real fast just to see if she did. Oh, hey, she put her camera in here. I'm looking for a new camera. This is a different lens. Am I going to have to do that too? Huh. Yeah, so she doesn't have anything listed, but then she's not like sponsored by anything either. So the only time she gets sponsored is by BetterHelp, and Copilot, and yeah, I don't like either of those things, but
We decided to hang some of the hardware cloth before adding more boards so it would get sandwiched between the wood, hopefully making it a bit more secure. So if it looks like we're just kind of bouncing around on tasks, that's what the line of thought was.
it doesn't look like she's bouncing around on tasks.
However, I do wish that I gave more thought to reapplying my sunscreen because, girl, I got burnt to a crisp.
Ooh.
I made the mistake last night of putting aloe vera gel on my sunburn and then putting a shirt directly on top of it, creating a glue situation. And I feel like I had to peel my skin off this morning.
My grandmother would either bathe us or wipe us down with apple cider vinegar. It works, but it hurts. I wouldn't recommend it.
Off my shirt. But despite that, it's very early in the morning. I am excited to get going on this project. Stevie's still asleep. It's the weekend. I'm gonna let him sleep in. I don't know how he's sleeping in because I make a ruckus. Not on purpose, but. So I figured I'd get started on some things like schlepping some materials over to the chicken coop. I don't know.
It's looking okay. I don't remember that building being there. I mean, obviously it has been there. I just don't remember. I love this house behind her, though. That's kind of cool. But yeah, now we've got this like Coop. I would like to see the little Zen garden again. I would like her to revisit some of the other projects that she's done in the garden. Well, the yard. Just because I want her to be like, yeah, I built this one time. This is what it looks like now. Like a whole ass side yard? Dang. She's got a lot of property here. I didn't realize that.
The roof was the first task of the day. We got these long, awkward metal roof panels and just slapped them on up there. Easy peasy. We noticed that this project wasn't going to get completely done today, so we focused on things that required 2 people to complete. This way I could plug away at the other bits throughout the week while Steven was working, without having to wait for him. So we finished the roof and the floor of the coop, which took so long because we had to cut out groups.
Oops.
For beams and had to fit the large pieces relatively perfect, which I think we did pretty good. I mean, there are some gaps in the floor along the edges, but it's not so bad, especially for never having built anything and both of us kind of being admittedly bad at math.
Looks good, I guess. I mean, I am certainly not a judge. The chicken thing, I do want to hear. I don't remember the chicken thing. It's been a minute, so I'd like to hear her explanation for why she's decided to go back towards the chicken thing, or is it was just like one of those things that she does. But I know at one point she was trying to do like a homesteading kind of thing. Like she was trying to like grow plants and stuff to like no avail, I believe. I think like the first batch of seeds didn't even sprout. So I know it's been kind of a struggle for her to do that, but it's an interesting story arc for her, this homesteading bit, because it's not like she lives out in like the country. I know she doesn't. She lives in like a suburby area. If you know where she lives, I don't want to know. Please don't do that. I don't care. But it's interesting to me that she wants to do like this, what did they used to call it? Urban homesteading kind of a thing. I lived in a neighborhood where everybody was doing that. But it is kind of like, it's not a very common thing. So it is kind of a declaration of like personality when you're doing something like this. Like not everybody keeps chickens. Lots of people like chickens, but not everybody keeps them, you know? And but I don't know if the like realization that at some point she may have to like dispatch said chickens has really sunk in yet, but she doesn't have the chickens yet. But that's another thing with her. I'm like, is she gonna build the coop out and have the coop and then never get chickens? Because that is a possibility. Doesn't look bad though. They got quite a bit done. How many ladders? Jeez. I mean, if nothing else, it can turn into like a dog run.
I just woke up, that's why my hair's all big, but I had to come outside to see if the coop withstood the windstorm last night, and it snowed a little bit too. Looks like it did. Pretty solid stuff. I legitimately shot up in bed at 1 a.m. and thought that a tornado was going to happen. That's how crazy it got. So, I guess good test for the chicken coop. Bad because it's cold as shit out here today. So I think I'm going to leave the rest of the work for another day, get back inside. But that's also a good place to end this video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!
Bye! So I think that's kind of cool. I like when she gets on her homesteading kicks because I enjoy the homesteading stuff. Like I enjoy watching other people do it because it is a lot of work. I tried to do that once upon a time when I had more land. And it's an effort and you got to keep up on it because as soon as you don't, everything dies. It's like it needs water or something to survive. Stupid plants. But yeah. So it's nice getting caught up with her. I think she was making that brick wall last time and it was cool to watch, but that was pretty much the whole video. And it's just nothing really to react to. It's just those kind of little details, though. She's not afraid to show off the aspects of her home that are parts of her personality, like putting up the brick wall and it's a fake brick wall, by the way. So she's crafted this fake brick wall. I thought it looked really nice. I know she was pretty critical of it when it got done, but I mean, in all honesty, you can't tell from the camera. It looks good. But I mean, that need to have kind of that rustic feel of an exposed brick wall kind of a thing. You know, that rustic need to have the chicken coop the way it is. Though it is a kind of a very streamlined chicken coop. Like she didn't go out of her way to make it look like Little House on the Prairie chicken coop kind of a thing. She's got a very modern-esque building. She's building a very modern chicken run kind of a thing. I don't know. You guys get what I'm trying to say here, I hope. If not, I'm doing a bad job. All right, so anyway, I'm excited to see where this goes. If nothing else, I'm excited to see her complete the project just because it's interesting to me. And if she never gets chickens, that's fine. I really don't think she's realized how much effort chickens are going to be. But, you know, she bought all those guinea pigs, or rescued. Yeah, she did. She rescued them, didn't she? So she rescued all those guinea pigs. And I would think that's quite a bit of effort because she doesn't have a small space for them. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of neat watching her just kind of develop this. I do wish she put out videos a little bit more frequently, but is what it is. Is what it is. Did I completely miss this one? All right, so we're going to do things backwards. I didn't realize that this might answer a bunch of the questions that I had. So we are now watching a video that came out 8 days ago that I apparently slept through. So we're just going to watch this and let it keep going because I know you guys like the longer format stuff. But anyway, this is probably going to answer a bunch of the questions I was having in the first video. Is it still sped up? Yes. So she's still at 1:15, so let's get into this. Yay. Now, speaking of the brick wall, this is that brick wall I was telling you about. I think it looks nice. If I didn't tell you that was a fake brick wall, would you have initially known that? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, as far as the camera is concerned, it looks like a brick wall, I guess is my point. I like that she's still showing us her working out and stuff, even if she's just doing like the treadmill. Because is this the garage? I think this is part of the garage. But anyway, yeah. I like that she's still showing us this because it shows that she's still working on it as progress. But again, it's not the major focus of her videos anymore, so. She's like really progressing in her workouts and stuff. I feel like her form is good. Probably, like everybody, it could probably use improvement, but I feel like it's a good form compared to like Anna doing her little like how to squat short where like most of the squats were performed incorrectly. Eggs. Peppers.
Breakfast was just fajitas that I had left over from dinner with an egg. That's my favorite thing to do for breakfast is just dinner leftovers with an egg. Seems to work out splendidly.
Can't go wrong with an egg.
As far as getting rid of leftovers and actually using them. But now Elmo wants to go to Sam's Club, which I'm never opposed to because you guys know I like Sam's Club, even though you literally end up dropping a mini fortune every time you walk through those doors with that giant buggy. I think before she's ready.
That's all psychological too. The reason why they give you those giant buggies is because the bigger your buggy, the more likely you are to fill it up with stuff because we've just got this, it's just a thing that we do. Like that's why I always try to get the basket because it's the smallest container that you can get. And you don't like overspend, you know, because you don't want to carry that much crap, right? A cart even makes it easier. You're pushing it, so you don't even realize how heavy all of your purchases are. It's a psychological thing. They spend a lot of money on that crap.
Ready to go, I am going to mop the garage gym, and when I get back from Sam's, it should be dry, and then we should be ready to put all of the stuff back in there. Because right now, I only have the stuff that I've been needing for my workouts, you know, and like just procrastinating putting it completely back together. And my brain has been going in like 50 different directions as far as like wanting to do projects, probably as a result of the changing season. You know, springtime is literally around the corner, and
I get like that too. I get all these like project ideas in the spring. It's gotta be a weather thing.
I'm very excited for chickens. I didn't tell y'all, but chickens are on the horizon.
Okay, I'm not crazy. This is the first time we've heard about the chickens. All right, cool. Go on about the chickens.
Sometime soon.
Say
hello, Wedgman.
Hello, Wedgman.
Do you need that bag of dirt? Do you need that bag of dirt? Man, I can't go into Sam's Club either. They are masters at. They are Sam's Club and Costco. They are masters at getting you to buy shit. It's America. Puppy on the outside. I thought about taking a boxing. It'd be good to see her get back to the boxing. Oh, I was like, what the hell is that? It's a weight rack. Durr. Oh. I mean, makes sense. I think some of this stuff, I don't know if all of this stuff is hers or if some of it's Steven's. I can't remember. I like how nice and organized her stuff is. I'm sure she's dropped a small fortune on this stuff, but you know, unlike Anna, she's not giving us a rundown of each and every item she's got and then telling us the name brand of it so that we can go and drop way too much money on it. I think some of this stuff she's bought secondhand too, but the big machine I know she bought new because she was talking about when the guys delivered it. Anyway, I just have I like a good organized area. I clearly don't live in one. Are we sure this is a chicken coop? I mean, the windows are very chicken coop-esque. Don't get me wrong. There's like a certain type of window you put in a chicken coop. I think it's because the birds can't figure it out. I don't know. Chickens are ridiculously smart. And I didn't know that they could fly.
So I've wanted chickens since moving into this place. We were going to build our own coop by hand, but we do not have the skills for that. And then I was looking at like prefab coops, literally $5,000 for a piece of crap. Like it was just not good. But
Fair.
we have this shed in our backyard. Upon looking at it, I'm pretty sure that it used to be a chicken coop because it has like this like little animal door, and then there was vents. They're covered up with wood now, but chickens need ventilation. Granted, it was not enough ventilation for I don't know how many chickens they had, but I'm thinking that with a little bit of zhuzhing, this would be perfect. I mean, it's pretty big. It's way bigger than the coop that I would have built. Right now, it is an absolute menagerie of dead spiders and probably getting ready to hatch spiders, which is not ideal. But I'm gonna measure this place, drop some plans, but right now we're gonna leaf blow it out and see if we can't get some of the grime and grit and nastiness out of it.
Okay, so she does do planning. I've seen her do that before. So maybe this is the video where she lays out that visual plan and you can ignore my entire rant from the first half.
So it's a place that
It's fun watching things in reverse.
eventually we can work in.
Do, 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 do. Ba-da-da-da-da. I like the brick floor. I like the look of it, but I can see how that would be just like an uber pain. Also, what I think is going on here, just using my eyeballs. It looks like the building was probably shorter at one point, and then they expanded it. And my guess would be the expanded part is probably the cement part. I could be blowing smoke though. It could be that they just ran out of bricks and we're like, you know what, screw it, cement. Why do dogs do that? Again, okay, she does have her mask on. Thank God. Nope. I could do it. I just don't want to do it. The next day. What are those bags of? I guess we'll find out. Cat's so cute. Oh. This pile of dog toys.
I cycled through several different designs of what I want to do to this space to not only make it like optimal for the
All right.
chickens, but also make it functional to like clean and stuff. And I think I finally came up with a solution that works, but we'll see. I was just measuring out where I want the nesting boxes to go. I think I'm just gonna order some. In my mind, I think it would be just as easy to build one. However, I know that I have never built anything in my entire life. Neither has Steven. Steven can literally build programs, but as far as real world stuff, we're not like the most handy people. So I'm just gonna guess, I'm just gonna go out on a limb that there's gonna be a learning curve. And we already have several projects that will require us to build, like as far as like the chicken run, making modifications to the actual coop area. And I want to get chickens like this season, you know what I mean? So I want to kind of offset some of the time that I think it will take to do this by ordering some things that can be ordered.
That's what I would do. The other really interesting part of this, I don't know if this is, I mean, I'm sure it's probably intentional, but again, literally the video is about building a chicken coop. Apparently, things that I've learned from doing taxes, you can write this shit off if you show it on film. So I'm like, should I show that coffee that I just bought on film? It's kind of pricey. It's not crazy pricey. It's just like, I could write $15 off on my taxes for my coffee, but I'm not going to.
Long story short, the measurement worked out fine, and I think the nesting box will go perfectly there. I did get a fancy schmancy one that has like the eggs roll out so you can collect them, and hopefully I won't have to go in the chicken coop every day. I could just go around the back, lift this little thing, and all the eggs roll out there. I guess
That would be kind of cool.
it also prevents chickens from eating their own eggs as well as pooping on them, so it's just a little bit cleaner if it were.
They will eat their own eggs. I know these things from my friends who keep chickens. I have multiple friends now who do the chicken thing. And I have another friend that's getting ready to do the chicken thing. So I don't know, maybe I'll send her these videos. You're all wondering, it's my best friend. So if you're playing the game at home,
Works correctly. I have no idea. It hasn't even come yet. I haven't even ordered it. But I keep getting stuck on like these random like research holes on specific chicken accoutrement. Like I sat there for at least an hour reading studies on what the right shape is for the roosting bar for their feet, which turned out to be like a bevel 2x4 if you care. You probably don't, but this is my new obsession.
Well, I mean, if you're going to keep chickens, you might as well get obsessed with it. They're living creatures, you know?
My new hobby is chickens. I don't know if you're able to tell by the literal tower of stacking planters behind me, but
I think that's cool as hell. I've got a friend who keeps a garden too. She doesn't keep chickens. She just has this really cool ass garden.
another one of my goals for the warm season is to revisit the whole garden idea. By the way, I got these from Dollar Tree, $1.25 a piece. I bought 12 of them. What am I going to do with them? I don't know, but I was excited about the price and I was excited about the stackability. Probably like herbs or strawberries or some kind of situation like that. Anyways, if this whole plight sounds familiar, it's because last year I tried the garden thing. Did not
See? I remember things.
get past the seedling stage because they either did not grow because I bought seeds from Amazon that were for a doomsday prepper.
I remember that.
But also, the ones that did grow, I burnt the shit out of with a grow light. Because there seems to be like a really strong learning curve to plants.
I didn't know you could do that.
Which really makes you wonder how we survived as a species because it's not easy. But I digress. I seem to remember having quite a bit of leftover seeds from that attempt. However, after looking for the past 20 minutes, they're nowhere to be seen. But that's okay. That just means that we could take a little field trip to get more seeds. Steven didn't get the memo that the vibe is frumpy going to Lowe's.
Is he wearing a button down? Props, Steven. Props.
Dressed like a baby professional.
He puts up with so much. This is why I like Steven. I'm just like, the dude must be part saint. I want to get one of those, this thing, for when I take my cat with me. Because I want to, like, make it be a little portable cat box kind of a thing. Not that I've ever gone so long, but I just wonder if I can't train him to go to the bathroom outside of the house. And I figure something like this might be useful. I don't bother growing things. My thumbs, both of my thumbs are just like dead plant attractions. My partner can grow stuff. I cannot.
The weather decided to rain on my parade. Well, actually, it snowed. Like a lot. Like probably the most snow that we have gotten all winter.
Yeah. We got this. They're not freak storms for us. They're called nor'easters. And usually we get like two of them. Usually we get like two of them in the year, but it is way too late. I mean, that of course means we're going to get one. But yeah, they tend to like snow more than the actual snowed. It's very strange. It's an interesting weather pattern to get used to.
Yeah, definitely derailed my whole springtime vibe for a couple days. But the seeds that I planted the other day did start to sprout. Well, the cabbages did. But it's only been a couple days, so I'm surprised anything's sprouting at all. But it's just very encouraging. I just feel so much better mentally in the warmer months. And I'm excited to watch stuff grow and to start my own little mini homestead. But other than that, I just want to thank you so much for watching. And I will see you on the next one. Bye!
Okay, so yeah, we can still talk about the homesteading thing and just like, now that I have a lot of questions answered for me. Now I know where the chickens are coming from. Now I know that she's going back to the homesteading thing. And now we know what happened to the plants last year. Apparently they all died. As plants tend to do. This is why I don't garden. I can't even grow herbs, okay? Like, I suck at growing things. So that'll be interesting to do. I can kind of live vicariously through her and her garden. I hope it does better this year. But, you know, she's got Steven this time, so... And she seems to be doing a lot better, like, mental space-wise. I did cut out the ad for BetterHelp at the beginning because I don't like them, so I'm not going to give them free advertising. So there's all that. And yeah, I am going to link both of her videos down in the description down below, so if you guys want to go watch them yourselves, you're more than welcome to. But I enjoy watching her do this, and I'm enjoying this like reinvention that she's doing of herself. It could just be spring. I know that a lot of people do this. We go through the it's spring kind of a situation, and we just want to like do all the things and have everything be refreshed and new. That's why spring cleaning is a thing that I need to do to my back porch. I have been doing a lot of comparison between Beatrice and Anna, mostly Beatrice and Anna, because I see the most like both of them could be described as functional adults compared to like Amber, who is in no way a functional adult. Like she keeps herself alive, I guess. But as far as like having a life, doing things outside of the house, trying to better their health in general, that's something both Beatrice and Anna are doing. Personally, I think Beatrice does a better job of it. But Beatrice is also not using weight loss drugs and pretending like she's not. So that could be why. I mean, if people want to be like, oh, Anna's lost yada pounds. Yeah, but Anna's also doing things that she's not telling people that she's doing to lose that weight. So Beatrice is mostly just clean eating and working out. And personally, I've seen the weight loss, but again, she's not a weight loss channel anymore and hasn't been for a very long time. Personally, I like the shift, but that's another persona shift that like a lot of channels will go through. That initial, I'm a XYZ blog, and then especially lifestyle channels like this, you know, they start off on a very specific topic and then like they'll have to pivot at some point. And it's okay to pivot. It's all right. It's expected. And hopefully when you do that, your audience is with you and they continue to go with you and your audience will grow and continue to go with you. It's something that Amber has tried to do and continues to try to do. But part of Amber's problem is she can't stick to the pivot for more than like 24 hours. And also her pivot is not interesting. Like she waffles back and forth between being a weight loss vlog and a lifestyle vlog. And it doesn't really matter which one she's pretending to be that week. The content is the same and it's monotonous. With Beatrice, you know, she'll do an art project. She built that brick wall. Now she is cleaning out and building the birdhouse, the chicken coop, because she wants to keep chickens. I'm excited for chickens. I'm not going to lie. But she's also going to try to do the homesteading thing again. Both of these, if they work out, are going to be major life-altering events because chickens, again, are living creatures and, you know, like they require food and water. Stupid chickens. Same thing with the plants, like assuming she can get them past the seedling phase, like they're going to require maintenance throughout the year, throughout the growing season, kind of a thing. And just as someone who has kept a garden, a food style garden, I mean, it's effort. It's not all consuming effort, but it is effort, you know? So that'll be interesting to see her incorporate those into her life on the daily kind of a thing. That's also I think it might be good for her because it'll help her structure her day a little bit more. I do think that's one thing that, like the other girls, Beatrice kind of doesn't have a lot of structure to her day, but that's because I think being a full-time content creator, you're your own boss. And I think very few people are very good at being their own boss kind of a thing. And especially when your content is your day-to-day life, you know, I would imagine I'm sure it probably gets boring for them to constantly be recording every little aspect of their life. And also just, you know, you record 8 hours of your day probably, and then you got to edit it, you know, you got to edit it down. Or you're doing a major project and that's like multiple days that you've got to edit down kind of a thing. So, you know, I can see how it can be a struggle to keep a structure going. Especially with my own personal attempts at trying to do like a day-to-day kind of vlog thing. And I'm not gonna lie, I've completely not succeeded at it. So maybe that's just not for me. But I didn't know that until I gave it a shot. And no, I probably won't share any of it with you because I'm not at all satisfied with it. If you've made it this far in the video, I know I've already done chickens once, but like, go ahead and put a chicken or an egg down in the comments section. You can even put a cooked egg if you want. Eggs are delicious. You can put a cooked chicken down there if you want. Chicken is also delicious. So go ahead and put some kind of chicken or some kind of egg in the comment section as your emoji. And yes, most of you have passed. I saw everybody putting the little coffee emoji in the Mr. Snowflake video. And yes, you passed. I see you're not cheating. Crack me up. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. Are you excited for chickens? Are you excited for the homesteading? Are you exasperated that she's even doing it again? What are your predictions? Will it succeed? Will it fail? I didn't realize that the reason why the last garden didn't go forward was because she killed the second round of seedlings, because I remember they sprouted and she was really excited about it, and then there was nothing else after that, which kind of makes sense now. There were no seedlings. So yeah, you guys let me know what you think, and I will see everybody in the next one. Bye.
This is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.